I didn't know. So when is this then? The BlizzCon?
2 weeks time, I think.
Okay. All right. So it's still
I'm
on.
so-
God, you guys gotta go. Charlie, Andrew, you guys are there. I'm not gonna fly there just for shits and giggles, but if I was you guys, I'd fly there just to record what's happening.
Oh, I'd love to, but it's so fucking far away.
Where is it?
Aren't tickets sold
It's
out anyway?
California.
Oh, the opposite coast, right? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd do it, but aren't tickets like long sold out? Don't you have to buy them many
Probably.
months?
No,
in
well, I
advance?
don't mean-
You won't need tickets.
Oh, I thought you needed tickets for it.
No, you do, but
just-
you won't for this one.
Yeah, you could just stand outside and film as people
Oh,
get
yeah,
kicked
yeah,
out by the Chinese
No,
police.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say. Surely there's going to be massive protests outside, right? So you can just all as a group just barge in there and take over.
It's like the Area 51 raid. They can't stop us all.
And then it fizzles out.
Yeah, the Area
all the same.
51 raid, which was they can't stop us all 20 of us who actually showed up.
Nothing happened.
Matt's down and he goes, "Man, there's too many fucking bugs in China, guys. All right, attention all Chinese citizens, literally everyone, whether you're a farmer or you work in a factory or something. Your job is to go out and kill bugs. I hate bugs. They're the worst." So fucking everyone goes out and they kill bugs. But then, or no, it's birds. Sorry, birds. They go out and they
that's
kill.
a big jump.
It is,
That's
it
a
is, but
massive
it's
jump.
relevant. It's relevant. So he goes, birds are the fucking worst. They eat our crops and they fly around, they shit on everything. Go out and kill birds. Fuck birds.
No.
So everyone in China sits up and they get all their shit and they go out and kill birds. Guess what? No birds to eat bugs now. So all the bugs just eat their crops and everyone dies of hunger. It's so fucking bafflingly incompetent.
It wasn't
and
even
stupid.
inadvertent. I mean, there was downright genocide in there too, making people
It
bury their
was.
children alive so they would have more food for the rest. Great stuff. Good stuff, China.
And there were other things in it where the leader was like, "Guys, we need steel. We need metalworking. Melt down all your metal items and tools because we got to make like weapons and shit." So all the farmers melt down their tools and parts of their home and shit, and then they don't do anything with it. So now they have no food and no way to get food. And so they just starve and die. Please, I implore you to read The Great Leap Forward. It is one of the most bafflingly incompetent movements in political history.
Every single place on the earth has stuff like that. Let's remember the good times with China, with Jackie Chan and Chow Yun Fat kicking ass in Hong Kong.
What?
Hong Kong's not China anymore.
I know.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Oh my God, you are a double agent, Charlie. Are you in here trying to manipulate us? Hong Kong shall remain free, you
Trying to
motherfucker.
change our history. He's trying to change our perception on the past.
Oh, those poor
All
fuckers.
I know is I need to wait for what LeBron says next. That's where I form all of my opinions.
Yeah, because as you know, every celebrity and famous person you know should dictate what you think and how you believe in stuff.
I wish celebrities would stop talking about their opinions.
I
Just
know.
all of them.
No,
Any of them.
okay.
It's so
to
useless.
To be
Why?
fair, the public won't let them. For example, Demi Lovato just got fucking annihilated on Twitter like a month ago because someone commented, "What are her thoughts on like Palestinian conflict?" She's like, "Well, I don't know anything about it." And so
What? Selena Gomez doesn't know anything about the Palestinian conflict.
How dare you? That
Demi
makes me
Lovato.
angry.
I've listened to all her albums and I was getting some very strict Palestinian vibes from that.
When I heard her song "Can't Stop Loving You," I just knew that was about Israel. I just
No,
knew.
Wow, you're so wrong. It's about Hamas. Jesus Christ. No wonder she had to clarify. No,
it's
Charlie,
all her
remember the entire
Taylor Swift.
media collapsing on Taylor Swift because she, for the longest time, didn't want to give her political opinions, and everyone started calling her white
Yeah.
supremacist solely
Exactly.
because she just kept out of it. Insane. No,
And she did fine. She did fine by staying out of it. But celebrities are capable of staying
She
out of it.
caved.
And not now she did, which she didn't have to though.
yeah, but she did.
I mean,
I know she didn't
there's
have
plenty
to.
of other celebrities who don't, and that's perfectly respectable.
know.
I don't know why every other celebrity can't.
I call this the law of Keanu. Just look at Keanu Reeves. I don't fucking know what his politics are,
Yeah.
and I love him. We all love him. Across the aisle, everyone loves Keanu.
For
proof is in
example,
the pudding.
any fucking any day now, you're gonna have that same Instagram commenter asking Keanu about his perspective on Palestinian conflict.
Cancel culture is going to try to worm their way in there however they can, and if Keanu makes one wrong sentence during an interview, that he's just done, dead in the water.
Oh, he's so fucked.
That poor man. He's like the Moby Dick of cancel culture. Like, they just can't get him. You know those photos of him hover-handing women? He's so fucking careful. Yeah. He is the Neo. He's the chosen one to avoid cancel culture. But those agents, they're coming for him, man. He's gonna have to dodge a whole lot of bullets in bullet time.
Maybe the hover hand is some kind of like misdirection. He's actually packing heat down there. He's like got a full erection going on through the pants.
Maybe he gets off on it. Maybe he's like, oh, I'm so close to touching her, but I'm not touching her. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Power move.
Stroking her aura.
She wants it so bad.
He loves the thrill, the danger of it.
I don't even know if Keanu Reeves has ever even had an orgasm. He just seems so pure.
He's the kind of guy where if you ask him, he's like, no, that's disgusting. That's filthy.
I respect women. I wouldn't fuck them.
Ugh. You put your penis in there? Ugh. That's where babies come from.
That poor man. God, I love him.
Yeah. I wonder how long till he bows down to China.
Yeah,
I mean, down the days.
He doesn't just kill a bunch of Chinese people in the latest John Wick, so maybe
it's a whole gang, isn't it? One of the gangs is
was it the Triads
gang?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's why in your movies, and your games, you always have to make the bad guys Russian because they just don't care. They just do not give a shit. Think about that. How long in our culture, American culture specifically, has it always just been like default bad guy is Russian? I mean, there was some wavering.
The accent is just fun. The way they talk in a bad guy. I will destroy your country with this nuclear weapon I acquired. It's fun.
It's such an intimidating accent. Like, we wavered a bit during 9/11 times where all the bad guys were Middle Eastern, but I just think that the default bad guy in American movies is Russian. No, because that implies Hitler, and we don't want to do that. That'll alienate markets. You know what I'm saying?
No, but, well, I think it
How
just
will
got
making
old.
Hitler a bad guy alienate markets?
People don't even want to see or talk or think about Hitler anymore. Even if he's the bad guy, they'll still go, "Oh, Hitler."
We lose the neo-Nazis.
The seven clan members still alive. They'll tune out.
That's real though. Think how many people today are like, don't even want to mention Hitler's name because they're like, we don't talk about that anymore. We don't bring that guy up.
I can't think of anyone.
Really?
I think I get compared to Hitler like 12 times a day. What? It's the most.
Maybe I'm just thinking about
reference on the internet.
Maybe I'm just thinking about the really like leftified pussy people, the same group, where like don't even mention
calling
that.
Everyone Hitler.
Yeah,
they call everyone Nazis. They don't say Hitler. They don't say he who shall not be named.
No, they say you are literally Hitler. It's been a staple just reference to everything. I think the last time...
What reality are you living in, Andrew?
I don't know. Maybe I've been
Why are you trying to defend
then.
Hitler so much?
Look, all I'm saying
we need to talk about him more. He's been pushed out of the media, you guys. It's not cool. I think it's all started with
talks about the good things.
Indiana Jones movie where they demonize the good Nazis.
Yeah, what if he wanted to use the Ark of the Covenant for good? You don't know.
There's so many games with Hitler as a bad guy as well, like the main villain. I think it's like pretty much in every media.
That's true.
Hitler's a bad guy.
Well, I know in Germany you can't even talk or show Hitler. That's why Wolfenstein was censored. They removed his mustache and all that shit.
They're shameful of it.
Yeah. But you would think by this point, like how long ago was that? 70 years? You think they would say, okay, yeah, we fucked up. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously today's generation still having to carry the shame of that is fucking stupid. But I don't think Hitler is gonna go out of fashion anytime soon. Man, imagine, like, you just gave birth to a child, you name him Adolf, you love the kid. He's interested in art, he always finger paints and you hang his shit on your fridge. Would you ever think that one day that kid would become the synonym for evil? Like, he becomes a bigger reference for evil than even Satan himself. your child. It has to be a weird feeling.
Yeah, but it's also like a proud feeling, I imagine. Like, holy shit, I made that. That's mine.
I don't know if I'd be
controlled the
happy
evil.
about that.
It's an accolade. Not a great one or anything, but it is an accolade.
Yeah, but not like an Oscar. It's more like you're the worst mother ever. Like, literally. You spawned the worst person to ever live.
Well, surely that's how like parents of serial killers feel. Like John Wayne Gacy's like parents. Surely they must feel deep shame. Or any
I don't
relative,
think
really.
so, man. So I don't think they ever feel shame, because if you ever listen to these people, they always have mommy issues, and it's always, you know, you listen to them and their parents are genuinely fucked up. Like, oh, my mom used to belt me and beat me, and she would dress me up in girls' clothes, and she would yell at how she's gonna cut my dick off, and she would make me hide in the closet when she had friends over. My dad would rape me, and you go, wow, well, you really tried your best to make him a serial killer, and it worked. Congrats, ma'am. So I don't know what Hitler's mom must have done.
Do you think the shame, though, could have been avoided if maybe as a kid he was growing up with some great home-cooked meals?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Charlie could recommend a service that we could all partake in that would have some great home-cooked meals in it.
Yeah, that service is going to be Blue Apron. Delivery to your doorstep, fresh ingredients, simple to follow, and it's always very good.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
What else? Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Do a
all
whole
right.
ad by yourself.
I
I
thought
want
this
to
was going
see.
to be a collaborative.
We'll
thought this
stage
was gonna
whisper.
be a
We'll help you
collaborative
out,
effort.
but I want you to do it.
All right. Well, Blue Apron's convenient for anyone of all ages and all sizes. It gives you big portions with fresh, great ingredients. Cooking has never been so easy.
Why does it sound like you're talking down to me?
You guys,
There's some big ingredients.
You gotta learn this stuff someday, Jackson. Okay, it's not that difficult.
well,
Teach me how to cook, Charlie. What do I need?
Well, you need Blue Apron, Jackson. The menu is carefully designed and tested by our test kitchen chefs. Each test kitchen uses unique specialty ingredients to bring chef-quality recipes to your dinner table. To start making delicious brag-worthy meals at home with no hassle, try Blue Apron. Get $60 off when you visit blueapron.com/official. It's a better way to cook. One of the best lost my place.
You're okay. You're okay. Keep going.
Yeah, you got it. Come on.
I like the zesty beef and nochi. What do you guys like on the menu?
I'm looking forward to the cheesy pesto baked cavatelli.
I'd really like to eat the za'atar chicken because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, those are some interesting names.
Yeah, there's some weird names here.
Yeah, I like the autumn pork roast and vegetables.
Oh, we fucked up. None of us went for the mushroom maze men. That sounds like a final boss in a video game.
You can find more
does, yeah.
delicious looking meals over at blueapron.com/official. These do look delicious though.
They
They
always
do,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for Dark Souls 4 to come out so I can fight the mushroom maze men.
That's blueapron.com/official. You never eat the same thing twice. That's their guarantee. So go there. Blueapron.com/official. Learn to cook, goddammit, Jackson.
Boys, I've legitimately recently started cooking again often, and I can tell you it's very satisfying and rewarding. If you
Fuck yeah, it is.
feel lazy, lost in life, start cooking. It's very nice. It's a nice feeling.
Cooking is
A little bit more work.
especially
worth
if
it.
you're a little tipsy. But for the life of me, for years I've not found a way to not cry like a bitch when I'm cutting onions. It's annoying me so much. I
It's
love onions.
impossible.
It really is. So I have one of those protective
Well, no, I mean
glasses.
it actually is. It's like it's
No, it's not.
biological.
If
It
you-
is impossible.
Kaya, when you cut your onion, you cut the top and bottom, right? You
Yeah,
don't
I know
cut
you're
them
not supposed
horizontal or
to.
vertically.
I've seen the Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay video, but I also hear that's a myth, and you're supposed to cut them this way or not that way. But from what I've looked into, it's just no matter how you cut it, the stuff that really makes your eyes burn is gonna get released either way, because you have to chop it at the end of the day, and that's a problem. So I've actually thought about ordering one of those little diving goggles, so I don't have to cry anymore.
I like raw onions. Do you guys ever eat raw onions?
Raw
Fuck yeah,
onions.
brah, dude.
Like take
Charlie,
a big chomp out of an onion?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I've
You
done that a
can.
couple times.
I don't believe you.
Chop them into rings and then dip them a little bit into ketchup or mustard. They taste delicious.
The fuck is? Ugh.
Yeah, like I like raw onion as a topping, like if it's on a salad or a burger, but I wouldn't take a bite out of an onion. Is that what you're talking
and
about?
you haven't lived.
Yeah, it's a nice snack.
I really don't believe you.
Most
Try it.
people can't
Really?
actually do that. It's too disgusting and acidic.
Yeah,
How are
it's
you-
painful. It's just
Why
not
do you
that bad.
why would you do it then? Yeah,
It's very good
eating
for
this
you.
sucks
For a
and it doesn't taste good.
hypochondriac,
But
You have weird eating habits if you're chomping down on some
Just
onions.
spice.
For a hypochondriac, that's like literally one of the healthiest things you can ever bite into is an onion. That'd be right up the alley of a hypochondriac to just be gnawing down on onions.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, yeah,
Dude,
I
onions
guess
taste
for a
good.
health obsessed person.
Even when I put it into some other food, I always have to snack a little bit on the onions that I've just cut. A ring or two. They just taste so good. I love onions.
yeah, that's fine too. Like I like onions a lot, both cooked, uncooked, whatever. But just to eat a whole onion just as a snack, I don't.
Well,
see
Jesus,
how
I
you
didn't
do
say I've
that.
ever eaten the whole thing like an apple.
Okay,
Oh, well, that's not impressive.
but you said you've bitten into onions, right?
Yeah.
so. Now you're just wasting
much-
onions.
yeah,
Why,
how
why don't you
much-
finish your onions?
How much of the onion do you eat in one sitting?
Well, it depends. I don't eat the whole thing in one sitting. It goes across multiple meals over the week.
Wait, so you keep coming back to the same half-eaten onion?
It's been in his pantry for weeks.
No, what are you talking? Like I'll bite it and then use it.
So you bite the
Oh,
onion and then
okay.
cut the rest up and use it?
Well, yeah. When I haven't done it in a while, but when I did back in my living in the apartment, that's what I did. It's just onion.
Yeah, but
I don't know
a
why this is
whole-
so hard to.
No, I understand eating a sliver or a shaving or a cut or a piece, but to just take a chomp out of the onion, that's too
It's
much.
like taking a bite out of like garlic or something, just like chomping on some garlic.
They
It's
do
just
that too.
Very outlandish.
There's nothing
It's like
wrong with
eating
that.
a multivitamin. It's really good for you.
Or
Here's the
eating a
true
raw
test
egg.
of-
That's good for you.
True
but
test of
well,
man.
raw egg. A
Raw
lot of
egg
people
isn't
do
good
that.
for you.
It's not good for you,
No,
but a lot of people
I
do
meant
that.
with the shell and everything. I just meant
Oh,
Well, no,
straight into
the
it.
difference is that you can't eat eggshells. You shouldn't, but with an onion, you can eat all
Can't
of it.
you?
But would you?
I've seen
No, I
Bear
don't think you
Grylls
can
do
eat
it.
eggshells.
Yeah, I saw Bear Grylls eat a bunch of bird eggs, and he said that it's good because of the calcium in the eggshell. I don't know how much of that is
he
true.
says that about everything. He
Yeah,
says
he,
everything has
he also
calcium.
drinks snake piss. Like he's a little extreme.
Yes, and that needs to be studied. Maybe it's a superfood, snake piss. You don't know.
He's still alive, so he's doing something right.
Yeah.
That's true. A lot of that show, though, from what I've seen, is fake. Not all of it, but
Yeah.
significant portions. Have you guys seen that?
There's
there
always
was
been
one
rumors
big,
about how when the cameras go off, he just goes into an hotel or something.
No, it's not that big from what I've seen, but there was one guy who exposed part of what he was doing. He was in some desert and he was like, I'm going to have to get across that canyon if I'm going to want to survive because I need to go that way. And he set up like this whole system of like getting stuff over, and it was really dramatic and tense. And then a guy found the exact filming location and he panned his camera slightly to the left, and there was just a nice little gap you could walk over. Just literally a single
but
step.
did he still actually do the stunt?
Yeah, he did the stunt for the show, but it was very fake. He didn't have to when it's
Yeah,
supposed to
but
be a
that's
real
not
survivability
fair.
show.
So what? But every entertainer does that. He's an entertainer. A comedian goes
Oh,
on
yeah.
stage and tells jokes that are exaggerated and that didn't really happen.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting the show to be like absolutely all real content. No reality show on Earth is all actual reality. But you would think that for authenticity, he would present what is and isn't set up. You know what I mean? He'd be like, I don't have to do this, but I want to show how you would do it if you had to, or something. You know?
I've always been more impressed by the cameraman that follows him around and does all the same
Oh, yeah,
stunts
far
while
more.
holding a giant
Yeah.
camera.
Oh yeah. Those cameras are fucking heavy. A lot of people don't know that a shoulder-mounted camera is heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Props to them.
Yeah.
Not only do you have to follow this fucker, you have to do all the same things he does, but with a camera on your shoulder.
So how
And no one ever knows your name.
How involved do
must
you
hurt.
think they are in the shoots though? Like how many people do you think it takes to film those kind of shows and follow them around and this and that? It's not just one camera guy and one sound guy. They probably have a whole crew out there.
Yeah, probably
think?
not that big. I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. How
Because I
big
mean,
the
think
crew
about
would
it.
be.
The more people that you send to film him, the more people you have to prepare for those conditions and all that equipment and shit. It's probably super expensive to film a show like that if you think about it. A lot of gear
let's
and
look it up.
equipment and shit.
The show is called Man vs. Wild, right?
Yeah.
Let's go on
While you're looking
IMDb.
at that up,
I'm gonna see how many credits there are.
yeah, do that. Did you guys know that he's making a new show? I'm pretty sure it's already out on Netflix. It's a choose your own adventure show where you get to choose what
Oh,
what survival conditions Bear Grylls undertakes.
That's really
It's
cool.
pretty great.
Like
Like,
Bandersnatch.
kind of, yeah. You can choose for him to kayak, like as an example, you can choose for him to kayak down a crocodile-infested river or walk over like a tightrope above like eagles or something dumb. Just like some goofy shit, and then you watch him do it. But he always wins. There's no losing for Bear Grylls.
So not to call
It's all
out
fun
Bear
and games to
Grylls,
him.
but here's how I know a lot of this stuff is fake is because in the credits they have stunts. The stunt coordinator 2, stunt rigger, stunts. This guy has stunts, man.
There you go. In other words, we set up these shots for the camera.
I can't believe childhood me has been fooled like this. I was
I
duped.
hope when I'm stuck in a survival situation, I'm stuck there with my stunt coordinators, just in case.
I'm stuck in downtown China and I'm carrying a Winnie the Pooh poster. How long can I survive?
How long can I
would
survive
love
the
for-
labor camps?
I would love Bear Grylls to do a like urban spin-off of Man vs. Wild where it's like I'm in North Korea and
did.
Every 10 minutes I have to scream I hate Kim Jong-un.
Oh, you mean that? He did at some point do an urban spin-off though, where he was just exploring empty churches and shit, trying to survive using trash cans. Wasn't very good.
Well, that doesn't sound too hard. Homeless people do that all the time.
And it's real. Oh god.
Ah,
You ever think that oh damn it, I lost it. I had an idea. It's gone now.
we have several topics if you want to switch gears.
Yeah, maybe. We could always go to the Extinctioners that we were going to
Yes,
talk
we
about.
have the Extinctioners and we have El Chapo's son taking over all of Mexico right now.
Oh yeah, I like both of those.
Yeah,
I don't know much about the Extinction debacle, whatever that is. So if someone wants to give me a rundown on it, I'd be interested in hearing about it.
So
Kaya.
yeah, you know, the climate change protesters, how there's always going to be extremists. These guys are extremists, but in the most mundane, annoying, public nuisance kind of way. You guys remember Ice Poseidon and his crew of live streamers where they would just go around being public nuisances, annoy the shit out of people, have loudspeakers on their chests, blurting bomb threats and the N-word, shit like that, and everybody would be annoyed. Extinction Rebellion is that, just environmentalist, where they block traffic, they glue themselves to trains, to cars, to the road, and sometimes they block entry to like burger joints and shit, and they just harass people, harass customers and citizens. And people have just been getting really, really pissed off at them because obviously people want to, you know, go to work, be able to go to work and pick up their kids and eat.
The thing that they don't realize, the big fundamental flaw in their protest is you need to get the common man on your side or you will fail. There's a reason that, like, if you go to a big convention center, the God protesters, the ones that, like, God hates gay people and shit, they don't block the entrance because they know that if they do that, no one's going to support them at all or even give a shit. But these people, they're actively trying to stop people throughout their day and ruin their fucking lives.
What's their goal?
Apparently,
Attention.
I looked into it. Well, of course, it's attention, but their ultimate goal is to force Congress to act on issues such as climate change, biodiversity loss, and other
So
cultural issues with the climate.
So if they're trying to get Congress's attention, they're trying to stop or hinder society from functioning to get
Right.
Congress's
Which is like
attention,
the
right? So that's
stupidest
why they're-
fucking thing in the world because everyone's just
Well,
going to be pissed off at you and not care what your message is.
But then, so they're not really targeting the general population.
No,
they're
they
trying
are.
to target...
So that's the stupidity part of it, right? If you're trying to convince Congress, aren't there any lawmakers or CEOs whose cars you can glue yourself to? Why are you fucking with the common citizen? You think Bob the
exactly.
plumber? You
Yeah.
think Bob decides how much toxic waste is getting dumped into the oceans or how much energy Google's servers are gonna use this year? No, go fuck with the your politicians. Why are you fucking with normal people?
That stretch feels good. Lizard tail, pepper, star conch. Morning! Morning! Can you hand me that can of salted loach from the cabinet? Time to... What? Oh, no, you heard nothing. I was saving this can... What? Oh, no, you heard nothing. Oh, I failed. My ears and tail are no prop. They're real. Proof of my cat's line bloodline. It's only weird to you because you've never seen it before. But why are you looking at me like that? Oh, fine. You could touch my ears for a second, but the tail is off limits. You want a non-alcoholic drink? No, that's not difficult, but it's meaningless. It doesn't have anything to do with my grand plan of destroying the wine industry of Mondstadt. I won't waste my time on such a drink. Hey, do you think there are any exotic plants in Dragonspine? Maybe something with a deadly bitterness? Or something that numbs your mouth upon contact? I'm gonna pick a lot. When it comes to butterflies, I'm the life as a mixologist. I enjoy hunting. How can I make awful tasting drinks? I had high hopes for the soy sauce, milk, giant chili, and dandelion seed cocktail. My most nightmarish combination to date. But even that was met with praise at the tavern. This is little Diona's best drink yet. Oh! But I won't give up. Love to eat fish. The fish Daddy cooks is the best. A perfect main course. But eating fish as drunk food? That's absolute blasphemy. Carrots, potatoes, onions, tomatoes. Yeah, I don't like the taste of any of those vegetables. In fact, I don't eat vegetables at all. A cat's eyes can see even the most elusive prey in the dark. A cat's ears can hear even the softest footsteps on the ground. A cat's legs can climb even the tallest tree in all of Teyvat.
It's time to move on.
Karada mo hogurete kita. あなた、耳と尻尾はアクセサリーなんかじゃなくて、カツレイン一族の血統の象徴よ。あなた田舎者なの？その手、何をするつもり？仕方ないわね。耳なら少しくらい触らせてやっても。でも、尻尾は絶対ダメだからにゃ！バーテンダーは忙しい身だから。たとえ勤務時間じゃなくてもレシピの研究をするの。だから用事がないなら邪魔しないで。どうすればまずいお酒をお魚が好き。主食としてのお魚。パパがさばいたお魚。でもおつまみとしてのお魚は嫌い。あれはお魚への冒涜にゃ。人参、じゃがいも、玉ねぎ、トマト。ああいうのは味があんまり好きじゃない。だってあたし、野菜が嫌いなんだもん。猫の目は暗闇の中でもすべての獲物を捉える。猫の耳はどんな
甘いいざやはは好きははふせはふはさやふやせはふ好きやふいざ新天道地さははは甘いふふはふはふふふやはふや天道万象はふはふせふすきありはせふはははふふや天道ここにある暗山八九ややさやはすきありすきありやせ難攻不落やさは甘いせ甘い甘いは新天道地やはさはふすきありさふ霹靂先陣はふはふやさはふやふ天理チョークこの瞬間お前は永遠に
これはお仕置き早く通
新天道地はっすきありすきあり新天道はっさはっさ天理チョークはっや
And so they get angry. This was in London. I think one of the videos was these idiots, 2 of them climbed on top of those trains. That, you know, people, it's like 6 a.m. People are just trying to go to work, and these assholes are jumping on top of the train, holding up the train, and everybody was getting pissed off, really pissed off. So they dragged one of them down, and he was trying to kick people, the citizens, and then they beat the shit out of him, I think. It was funny.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's mind-numbingly selfish. Imagine you're Joe somebody, and you go, boy, my sick mother who's dying of cancer in the hospital. Today I get to visit her. It's been a real stressful and busy time, but now I can finally hop on the train and go witness her last moments. Oh, what's this? Some jackass thinks it's too hot outside, and now I can't get to the hospital? Great. Thank you.
It's not just that, it's
a
simply
fucking
oversimplification of what he's angry about.
Of course.
It's a bit hot outside.
Of course it's oversimplified, but the point is that it's a very selfish protest. It's not working for the good of people. It's working against them.
Some would argue that trying to save the future of humanity is the most noble objective.
Yeah, but
Andrew.
look, I get a lot of protests. I get the Hong Kong thing. I get the protesters in France where they're the yellow vests. I get all that. But when you're standing in front of a burger joint and some guy tries to get past you and you physically try, you know, you shoulder bump him, you push him away, and then when he tries to make his way through, you grab him by the arm and you yank him back. At that point, you deserve an ass kicking.
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
Because that's not a protest anymore. At that point, you're just trying to enforce your own law. You're literally physically and violently trying to obstruct someone's freedom to just have a fucking burger or just to use the road. And I have been in that position. You know, people always mention what if a hospital thing, the car, what are they called? Ambulance. What if an ambulance has to drive and you're blocking the road? Yeah, what if, man? I've been in the position where I had to pick up my sick mom from the airport. Right, because she was just through her last round of chemo, and she's finally back, and she called me and wanted me to pick her up. If I had to go to the train, and some asshole was just jumping around on the train, just being a monkey for attention, holding up the train for hours, I would be pretty pissed off too, dude. I'd get a lick on him too, like a kick or two.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not against the idea of large-scale protesting. Like, you can totally organize groups to stand on whatever street corner or go in front of whatever building. But that's the key words there. Street corner, in front of a building. Don't disrupt the flow, or you will never get anyone on your side. That's all there is to it.
That's where you're wrong. Do you know how many unemployed people there are in the world, Andrew, that have nothing better to do?
Fair point. They found their cause just to be an asshole.
They need to contribute to society somehow, and that's by destroying it.
It's just so
I don't see the mentality, man. I get it. I even understand some of the mentality behind a violent protest. Okay, but fuck with the state. Fuck with the henchmen of the state.
Yeah.
Go fuck with the
Go
CEOs.
to the oil factories.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine
right.
how much actual shit they could get done if they looked up their local representatives and just went to their office? Like,
Oh my god, I know. They're so
Exactly.
fucking lazy. They won't even bother.
think
Why
about
aren't
it.
you
If you're a
stopping the
little-
politician from entering his office? Why are you stopping me from
Yeah,
getting a
you're-
burger? That doesn't make sense, man.
Think
I
about
would-
it. You're a fucking senator or a lower level politician, and all of a sudden you're trying to go to work, and when you get to your office, there's hundreds of people outside your door. Wouldn't that cause something to happen more than this fucking street blocking bullshit?
Well, they
Come
probably
on.
can't get into the White House or wherever.
Yeah, but there's
politicians do
representatives
business.
in your state.
There's
They can
more
go-
than just the White House.
Yeah, you don't have to protest
But
Trump
they're the ones with all
personally.
the power.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to
Go
start
to your
at the
local.
top.
Start with start small. Go to your local mayor's office and protest his shit. Shank his car tires.
Exactly.
Why
That
are you
won't
doing
get
this?
anything done.
Find the fucking
stop.
governor's office.
Stop the metro, and maybe that'll get his attention.
It's
The
so
mayor's
this
attention.
protest,
That's where the
ironically,
big wigs go.
I think everyone by default cares about the environment. Nobody's like, oh, fuck Mother Nature. Fuck her right in the
Exactly.
ass. But out of spite, these people have done more to hurt the environmentalism cause than anything ever before. People at this point are just spiteful. They just hate you. You've turned away more people from environmentalism
Actually, that's a really
than
fucking
anything.
good point.
Yeah.
Public transport is one of the most beneficial things to the environment. Why are they stopping people from using trains?
Because they're fucking dumb. They're
That's
protesting.
all they can do, Jackson.
They're protesting against the people who are on their side. Like, I don't know why. They're so bafflingly fucking dumb. If they were at a car manufacturer, they went to like an automobile factory or something, that would make a lot of sense. Cars cause a lot of pollution and public transport's way better. Why the fuck are you protesting the subway, one of the most efficient public transportation systems we have? How possibly fucking stupid are you? My God.
I guess you just don't care about the environment, Andrew.
Isn't
You're
it
right.
funny how, I don't know how old you guys were when the Westboro Baptist Church was at its height, but it's funny to me how now they look so benign compared to so many protesters today. At the time, you thought, dude, the Westboro Baptist Church, this is beyond the pale. These guys are fucked up. They're going to people's funerals and shouting protests, insulting the widow and such. But at least they were standing to the side with their goofy little pancards, and that was it.
Exactly. That's the big
crazy.
difference. They didn't actually do anything. They would stand there. They'd want you to fight so that they could sue you and any of that shit. But at the end of the day, they didn't do anything. They were just annoying. These guys
So
are
what you're saying is the Westboro Baptist Church should have done more.
yeah, they failed. Are they still active? We haven't seen
No,
much
so
of anything from them lately.
Fred
Their
Phelps.
leader died and denounced them. Yeah, Fred Phelps.
Supposedly,
Gotcha.
yeah. We don't know if that's real or
would do
not,
it.
but yeah, I mean, they are a non-factor these days.
Oh God.
They would be dead too. I mean, I think they had like 12 members and they were all inbred. They were all the same family intermarrying. And
Yeah, it was something like a
even at that
ranch.
time, I think they were all 70 years old. I highly doubt they still have anything going.
They wouldn't be able to compete with modern protests anyway. They were never hardcore enough.
Oh yeah, they get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
They just didn't have heart.
They just didn't have Twitter.
Didn't try hard enough.
They just didn't care about the cause.
I hate people like that, man. They stand in the fucking street with their signs singing, going, "We're the good guys. We're so peaceful." And then the guy gets mad and throws their sign away and gets pissed, and they think he's a bad person. It's like,
The
oh,
guy was a nurse too.
yeah. Like that's another good point. So the video I'm referencing, I'm sure most of you have seen, where it's the same protesters and a guy gets out of his car and he rips up their sign and he like shouts at them to get the fuck out of the way. He's a nurse. He's literally actively going to work so he can save lives, and you're stopping that. Fuck you.
Man, a lot of fun topics this week. So let's switch gears to El Chapo's son taking over Mexico. have you guys
God,
seen
that
the
was so cool.
armed?
I mean, it sucked for Mexico.
Yeah,
And that
I don't
city.
know
Yeah.
anything about this, so fill us all in.
Well, you know how El Chapo got arrested and now I think he got actually convicted. I don't know how they pulled that rabbit out of their hats, but they actually managed to get enough people in the jury to not fear for their lives and to vote that he's guilty. So I think they convicted him. El Chapo's in prison now, and his son took over. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name again. I think it's Ovidio Guzman Lopez. And El Chapo's son, Ovidio, it seems like he's even more powerful than his dad that he replaced, because the military arrested him and then they released him because they were scared of repercussions if they kept him in custody.
But no, they weren't scared of repercussions. The repercussions happened.
Yeah, right. They got an armed
cartel
conflict.
took over a city.
Yeah. Literally,
Yeah, so-
just recently, 8 people were killed in a fucking cartel seizure. They're definitely taking action.
There's a bunch of videos now on the internet floating around of Mexico where there's armed conflict between the military and the cartel, and it looks like the military is outgunned by the cartel, who have more modern weaponry.
Holy shit! So what is he trying to do? Like, is he just trying to get his dad out of jail? What's his goal right now?
I have no idea. I guess occasionally they just get into these little tiffs, the Mexican military and the cartel.
Wow.
Well, all right. Let me lay down the facts real quick. So the police accidentally captured El Chapo's son. They didn't know that he was going to be there as a part of their police sting where they captured some cartel members. They accidentally caught the son, and then the cartel responded by sending an armed infantry to take over a city where those police were, I believe. And then the police had to release El Chapo's son to kind of stop the fighting because they were hopelessly outgunned.
God, this is so cool.
They didn't even know that they were going to catch El Chapo's son, and it led to a giant conflict. It looked like a war zone. It was insane. They've got giant machine guns on back of trucks and shit. There's a convoy, a video of a convoy of utes like driving into the city with all guns over them. It's crazy.
I sent you guys
It's
a video.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
a bunch of cartel members sitting in a car listening to some Latin pop. And you can see all these military-grade machine guns and a rocket launcher.
Oh, yeah.
They're just going
They are
casually driving to a war
unironically-
zone.
They are unironically the shit you would see in Call of Duty. Those big fucking machine guns. Good God.
Everyone's like, how did they get their hands on like U.S. military-grade weaponry? How did this happen? The cartel
my
is fucking
lord.
goofy.
This is fucking terrifying.
It's crazy, man. I said this before we started the show, but it's insane how far above the law the cartel is. Just how powerful they are. Even beyond the corruption. I mean, and even, you know, as we all know, the government in Latin America is always generally very corrupt, and they just give the cartel a pass because they're scared of the repercussions, and they get paid handsomely. But even when they decide not to be corrupt and there's conflict, they are desperately outgunned.
God. There's the fucking guy in the back of the truck with a 50 caliber mounted machine gun.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm talking about.
absurd.
It's insane.
That's the thing where one
they
bullet
had
can tear a
armored trucks,
fucking
too.
man in half. Good
They
God.
had armored trucks too, like bulletproof vans, just driving around shooting shit up, and it was coordinated as well. Like they had cartel members in bulletproof vests going into hotels, kind of coordinating the civilians to safe areas. Like I don't think they would necessarily wanted to hurt civilians. They were directing them away and into safe environments so that they could shoot, like have a like little paintball session with the cops.
Oh my God.
It was insane.
So at what point do you guys think these guys are actually just gonna take over the government and become the government?
It could easily happen. They could easily do an actual coup and just start a
I mean,
new
I'm not
fucking
even sure
government.
that it already hasn't happened. Like, it shouldn't be this easy.
God.
They just kind of drove into the city and got what they wanted. There's a video. There was a video circulating on Twitter of like the border control, like the cartel members, like driving up to border security, like the police or whatever, and they were just having a good time. Like this was after the fighting had stopped. They were just shaking hands with the cops, just like chilling with them. Just kind of like, all right, the fighting's over now. We can chill again, I guess.
Wow.
Dude, imagine
It was
being so
fucking
powerful
weird.
that you getting, like, I don't know, you get pulled over by a cop for a DUI or something, or your blinker is broken and a war breaks out. Your men just show up with these M14s, like, how dare you? And start shooting the military.
The cops profusely apologizing. I didn't know. Christ.
Oh my God.
God, that feeling must be pretty cool.
So I was talking with the listeners before we started. How much, like, would you guys accept a deal with El Chapo, the Sinaloa cartel, if they promised us to make our podcast 10 times bigger?
No, I would never want to do that. I'd be way too scary.
Yeah,
I'd be so on edge.
I gotta be honest, if I I did that for the rest of my life, I would fear for talking about certain things on the show because I think they'd send a fucking hitman to my house.
Yeah. If we say anything even remotely that they don't like,
Exactly. Oh man,
I don't know. I
so
feel like I'd
fucking
go,
scary.
dude, I'll do whatever you like. Just get us on Joe Rogan. Can you do that? And Chapo, Guzman, whatever his name is, Ovidio Guzman Lopez, he'd be like, yeah, sure, we can do that. Hold a gun to Joe Rogan's head.
I know what we should do. The Extinctioners should go to Mexico and protest the gun violence by trying to stop the cartel trucks.
Ooh, you block that road.
Yeah, block
lay down
that road. See how far it gets you.
immediately.
They don't even slow down.
Don't even notice them.
That's one thing I think about a lot with these protests. Like, a lot of them are like aiming at America and like the speech laws and stuff as a whole. But the only reason they're allowed to do it is because of those laws. If they go anywhere else in the world, they just get massacred.
Oh, yeah.
Literally killed.
There are so many countries on Earth where you literally write a bad article on a website or a newspaper and you just go to jail. That's it.
Or you like
Bye.
the wrong tweet, as has happened in a country that shall remain unnamed.
But these delusional people can't wrap their head around that. They think America's like the biggest shithole on the planet.
Do I have to
That's why I
break
think
out
you
the
guys-
Do I have to
It's not perfect.
Do I have to break
of
out the
course not.
catchphrase
Anything
again?
can be improved.
Do I have to break out
Yeah,
the
but they-
slogan? If you're not being shot at every day, you live a pretty fucking good life. Just saying.
Yeah,
Fuck these people. I hate them so much.
I don't think that should lead itself to like complacency or whatever.
No,
because
of
that's
course
how-
not. But it should lead to smart protesting and actually getting issues. Not doing
Productive
these.
protesting,
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
it's not
these stupid
complacency
protests.
when you like free speech. It's the opposite. It's just counterproductive when you protest
You're
against
making it
it.
sound like complacency when you're saying stuff like you've got it good in America, so don't ever complain about anything.
No, that's not.
No, he isn't
at
saying
all.
don't complain about anything. It just maybe don't act as if you have it worse than some slum in Morocco.
Look, all I'm saying is that I don't think the people in the middle of the cartel gunfights give that much of a shit about climate change right now. I'm just saying.
Or offensive words. I don't think any of them have been asking
Well, maybe they
pronouns.
wouldn't be in that situation if they did care, Andrew.
This is all
maybe they
global
protested
warming's
a little bit.
fault. It's too hot in Mexico and everyone's pissed.
Didn't they try to make that point at some place, is it like BuzzFeed or Vox, where global warming caused ISIS?
Really?
I swear to God, this happens.
That sounds like BuzzFeed.
Climate change and water woes drove ISIS recruiting. Climate change will fuel terrorism recruitment. Awesome.
Jesus.
Soon it'll be the Joker movie.
Yep, that's true.
I still have to see that. I
The
still have to
Joker
be.
created
tickets to it.
terrorism.
Yeah, didn't you buy tickets?
Yeah, but a certain fat person reminded me I had agreed to something else previously, so I had to skip the show to record. Because I'm a good friend.
That's so nice.
Whoop-de-doo for me.
God damn. Just cartel violence is scary. It's fucking
Yeah,
Well, I think-
going back to that subject, I would not want to be associated with anything like that. The mafia, anything underworld, because they can turn on you like that,
Yeah.
and then you end up in 17 different garbage bags.
The mafia is more like a family though than a cartel, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah.
Aren't mafias generally,
Yeah, which
they start as a, I don't know, some sort of a family thing? It stays in
Yeah,
the family.
like
Crime
Italian
family.
mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're still criminals, so it kind of
I
I
feel
don't
like
think it matters that much.
I feel like cartels are the scariest though, because they don't seem to give a shit about any form of like, what's the word for it? Like if you piss off the mafia, yeah, they'll break your shin, or they'll steal your money and extort you or something. Or they'll be like, they'll beat you up and then they'll go, don't let this happen again. You piss off the cartel, they're gonna like dismember you and then throw you in a fucking dog cage. Like that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's a little
Dude,
more
I don't
extreme.
know. The mafia is pretty fucked up as well. I was reading a book on the plane about some dude named, I think he's the Iceman. His name was
Richard
Kuklinski. Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's a
Kuklinski.
pussy compared to the cartel.
Really.
He still dismembered people and fed them to rats and shit.
But like, think about
He
it.
was
Those
part
are
of the
like
mafia.
those are the targets. Those are the people that are like they want him taken out. That was his job. Whereas with the cartel, you could be little Susie Q down the block, but if you accidentally step on a cartel member's shoes, you're gonna end up like sailing down the river with cement shoes. You know what I'm saying?
The cartel, I mean, even compared to ISIS does all that fucked up shit, but then ISIS at least only recruits people from, I don't know, a bunch of disenfranchised young men is what they recruit most of the time, whereas the cartel raises their members. They take their children, and just to desensitize them to violence, they have little kids skin human beings alive and kill them when they're like 7 years old, just to get them accustomed to violence. I wish we could like put them all in a big arena. Like the most violent cartel hitmen, the like cartel enforcers, ISIS members, and the mafia or something, and see who comes out on top. They all get to
Do you
choose their
think
favorite
we-
weapon.
Do you think we should have gladiator style games brought back for prisoners? Like, hey, if
Yes.
you want to shave 5
Well-
years off, you can compete in the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
Not,
shave 5 years off or die.
not
Well,
all
I mean, of
prisoners,
a life
not like
sentence.
if you're in for weed or something, no, but if you're a serial killer,
Yeah.
a piece of shit rapist, yeah, then yes. Don't even give them the choice. Fuck them, let them fight.
Well, what if they don't fight?
Then they die, and the other guy gets
Yeah,
5 years off. That's not really an
They
option.
should put some passion behind it. Yeah.
So you're just putting out a contract on them. Whoever kills them gets 5 years off.
It's a fucking hit. Sponsored by the government.
Yeah, brought to you by like Honey Blue Apron.
Don't say that.
Brought to you by Brand A or Brand B. There you go.
That's better.
We don't want to burn any bridges now.
Mandatory combat stuff, yeah, for like death row inmates and like actual pieces of shit. I think that could be nothing but a good thing.
Some of them will
Saves
probably.
everyone money, time, resources.
Some of them probably want to do it. Honestly.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
No, absolutely.
It'll give them anything to do besides solitary confinement anyway. So they'd agree to it.
I would be perfectly okay with it, 100%, if it was consensual. Like if the participants in it they signed a waiver and they agreed to do it, I'd then say go nuts, all on you.
I wouldn't even care
What do you
about
guys
that,
think?
really. I mean, if it doesn't even have to be hardened criminals. If it's Jeffrey Epstein, I'm not gonna wait for him to sign a waiver. I'm gonna throw him into the gladiator ring with the lions and go. Maybe give him a spear and say, "Go, defend yourself."
Well, Epstein's kind of he'd be like a pipsqueak, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Nothing
still
dead.
fun to
Before he
watch him
died,
get
though.
eaten.
That doesn't mean it wouldn't be a good battle though, or a good show.
Yeah,
That's true.
you can make him run
just need to
around. You can
do,
make him squeal like a pig.
Yeah, we need to do something like Dead Man Wonderland, where we take the prison and make it a theme park and have them do a bunch of events and tournaments and shit. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's more profitable than sneaking an assassin into prison and having him choked.
So when is our serial killer fighting game coming out, game developers? When do I get to have a match between Gacy and Dahmer? Do super combos on each other?
It's kind of funny they don't touch those things ever at all. Like real fucked up people. I mean, Mortal Kombat could have had a Hitler at this point, but I guess that would be too controversial.
Coming this month with this season pass, the Joker, the Terminator, and Hitler.
What's a special move? He gases you in an oven.
Yeah.
That's the best idea I've ever heard. That's so funny. Oh, man.
Yeah, you will go down, Terminator.
What Hitler's in Mortal Kombat and he's top tier, so you're watching Evo and it's Hitler mirror matches.
They have different color
he's hitting them
skins.
with the Yeah, different skins, he wears different uniforms from German military history.
Ooh, what would his skins be? What would his different variations be in a Mortal Kombat game?
One of them would be the DLC skin. He's dressed as a rabbi. Just ironic.
Like alternate universe, like opposite Hitler, where he's wearing the Auschwitz uniform as a prisoner. He has a tattoo with the number on it.
Ooh. There needs to be a mecha Hitler. Like
of course.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mecha
robot Hitler.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, definitely.
What about
and then
good Hitler, where he didn't kill the Jews and he's a nice guy?
Artist Hitler, yeah, where he did achieve his dream of becoming a famous artist.
Yeah,
He has a
artist
paintbrush.
Hitler for sure. Then there'd be alternate history Hitler where he's allied, so he wears like the American flag as a cape and shit.
Ooh, that will be controversial. I don't think that's gonna pass. He's shaking hands with Obama, they're best buddies.
Oh, so that one's not okay, but the one where he's a literal Auschwitz member is fine.
Hey, to me, both are
that's
fine.
irony.
I don't care. I don't care if he has a fatality where Trump joins him. I don't give a shit if it's funny.
Oh man, that would be something the gaming industry would absolutely do. If Hitler was in their game, they'd go, and look who's helping him, as like a big political movement. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, they should do that.
Come on, Mortal Kombat, you gotta get your balls back. You're supposed to be the edgy, mature fighting game. Let's see it. Put it up.
Edgy, mature fighting game, hey?
Well, that's what it was
They're not very
marketed
edgy,
at when it
aren't-
came out.
Aren't they the ones who just like they were putting women in clothing so they're
Well, yeah,
tits wouldn't
now
be
that's
visible?
what I'm saying. They lost their balls. Back when they first came out and when they were in their heyday, they did a lot of edgy shit. They were, I mean, literally,
Yeah.
they got the ESRB started to rate games so kids couldn't buy them because they were too graphic and violent. And now they're literally adding clothes to their female models because they're like, oh, titties.
Were they edgy for the sake of being edgy, though, or were they just doing something they enjoyed that was edgy at the time? You know, they weren't actively trying to make something edgy.
See, that I don't know. I mean, the 90s in general had a very edgy...
Because putting Hitler in your game would you'd know that that's edgy. You're doing it for the sake of being edgy at that point, not
Yeah, but
because your craft needs it.
I don't see anything wrong with that if you want to just be... Someone has to be edgy, right? Someone has to be a little subversive and not be just boring like the mainstream. Just put Hitler in your game. Come on.
Yeah, the people who are edgy let
Come on,
us know
NetherRealm.
what we're okay with. So if they're the ones doing it and we say that's edgy, then we know what is and isn't crossing a line. It's helpful.
Yeah. I just don't really see much merit in edginess.
All I'm saying
I
is I
think-
want a Kickstarter, or not a Kickstarter, a fucking petition.org. Put Hitler in Mortal Kombat. That's all I'm saying.
Put him in
I would
everything.
sign it.
Put him in Game of Thrones too. Remake the last season. I want him to be the Dragon Queen.
Hitler riding around on dragons.
Dracarys, yeah? Now you burn. Fucking Juden. All right.
Oh man.
Tell us what skins you would make for Hitler. We gotta wrap this up. I gotta go.
We've got to wrap this up for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Go to-
Charlie, you want to do the outro?
All right.
You always
Yeah.
do the outro. What do you mean?
All right. Thanks everyone for listening to this week's episode of The Official Podcast. Patreon.com/The Official Podcast for bonus episodes. We're on a time crunch. We got to go. So thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Leave your
Thanks,
favorite.
everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Leave your best idea for a Hitler skin in the comments someplace. Reddit, Discord. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Most of you out there know that we're the official podcast. But did you know that we're not the only podcast? No, I'm not messing with you. And I'm going to tell you about another podcast right now called An Oral History of The Office. The podcast is hosted by Brian Baumgartner, who plays Kevin Malone. The series goes into the making of The Office and how it ultimately overcame all odds to change the face of television. It features interviews with the cast and creators with never-before-heard stories from those who were there from the very beginning. You can check out An Oral History of The Office for free only on Spotify. That's An Oral History of The Office on Spotify.
This is the official podcast landmark episode number 150, and to celebrate, Jackson has brought today an incredible topic.
You can't just throw me on the spot like that, especially after dropping the fact that it's episode 150. I completely forgot about that. It is 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh,
150 weeks.
oh well.
You should.
It's not an even
Does
3
anyone have
years. We're not celebrating. Fuck you.
Yeah, we said we were going to celebrate 3 years instead of 150, but still, putting me on the spot like that and then dropping 150 over it's a dick move, Charlie. Dick move.
Well, if you haven't noticed, Jackson, I'll peel back the curtain. I've done the last like 4 intros for this, and I always toss it to you just to get you ready in the Thunderdome. It's kind of just my tradition now.
And then my tradition is just completely bombing it and then moving on immediately.
Fuck yeah, baby. That's the secret formula.
That's the official podcast success. That's how you get to 150 episodes of a podcast.
Every episode just setting it up for failure.
I
come
wouldn't
to
say
expect.
failure. That's a really harsh word.
You wouldn't say failure in this scenario?
No,
You're
I think. See, we
little
got
scheming.
momentum now because Jackson brought to the table his ineptitude as a topic, and we
That's
can all
right.
chime in.
And with that momentum, what do you have to say on it?
You guys remember when Jackson scammed me into a friendship on Trine 3?
Oh, you keep bringing that up.
Are we doing the fucking nostalgia anniversary thing?
this
Where,
is-
do you remember that
Yeah, I don't
episode
wanna
when this
mess off.
happened?
No,
Remember
isn't-
this episode?
This isn't.
Yeah, let's just play a clip show.
Yeah,
Let's just keep
fuck it.
playing clips
I
from
don't
the
want to
past.
record today. Let's just.
This is
let's
not
just go
going to be
home.
like. This isn't going to be like El Camino, where it's just flashbacks for characters. This is relevant. So, Trine 4 recently came out this month, and that holds.
Yeah, and who was begging me to play that?
That was me. I thought it'd be really cute if Jackson and I played some Trine 4 together to celebrate our 3 or 6 year. I don't know how long has it been, like a year of friendship or whatever. However long I've known Jackson from Trine 3.
Aw.
It's about time we hop back in the Crucible, freshly released too.
Is it out yet?
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Came out.
You're just going to have to try to scam me a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'll really work the angle.
Contact them from an anonymous account.
I'll send him Dark Souls fan art. This could be us, Jackson.
Do you think you could get Jackson back now? Do you think that if you created like an anonymous email, you could maybe convince him into getting into a project or any of that shit?
No, I don't
work.
think Jackson would take on a project. He won't even take on our projects right now, let alone an
I
anonymous
said
email.
I said I'd help you. I said I would help.
No, but you have to
just said
pretend to be someone bigger. Of course, he's not going to help us, but if you pretended to be EA and reached out to Jackson, made it believable,
Yeah.
then he'd follow up.
If they reached out about making a new pornographic game venture or something like that and offered me unlimited funding, then maybe, yeah.
It's an untapped market. Boys, if big studios like EA and all the other ones started making AAA porn games, would you play them?
Fuck yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah, why not?
It'd be a dream come true. That's what I'm trying to work towards. I'm paving the way for that to happen, Andrew. In 10 years, when you're playing AAA porn games, you'll have me to thank for it.
I'm just wondering though how
Jackson's the first man to make a low budget porn game ever.
that's true.
Pioneer.
We are proud of you.
What do you mean low budget? This shit's expensive.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, like with video gaming, it's very
Yeah.
low budget. Personally,
Yeah,
it's expensive, but if you're talking like
Yeah.
budgets for a game, it's
Yeah,
minuscule.
I'm just
Well, that's why we
wondering.
need EA.
I'm just wondering where the line of like porn game and regular game would have to be drawn, though, in that scenario. Like,
Nowhere.
what do you think? Well, no. What do you think in a realistic world would ever make EA go? Yeah, one of our teams is working on a porn game.
Money.
It makes a lot of money, and it's like society,
Yeah.
like acceptable in society.
No, it
As
doesn't
soon as
have to
that
be
happens-
acceptable in
Well, wait,
society if it just
yeah,
makes
no,
a lot
no.
of money.
Wouldn't a porn game
They
make a
already
lot
do
of
make
money?
a lot
Yeah,
of money.
that's what I'm saying. Porn already makes a lot of money. Wouldn't a
Porn
big-
does. Porn games don't. Porn games.
Yeah, they do. No, they
Oh,
absolutely
they
do.
absolutely
Porn games
do.
make
The
a lot of
biggest
money.
Kickstarters ever are all porn games.
Yeah, and
but they don't
compare
burn
that
as
to
much.
a AAA game.
Long term,
Well,
nobody.
if you're comparing every game to Call of Duty or any of that shit, then of course it's not going to sell like that. But think you make a smaller, still AAA title, you can
Name the last
double A,
small
I guess.
title EA has made, or any AAA publisher for that matter. They don't make small titles.
Porn
if it's not
games
going to
make-
earn like a AAA game.
Porn game's not
Wait,
going to make
EA
you any money.
publishes a lot of small games.
Because, look, think
No,
about
they,
it.
they do. Check out Nataku.
No, hang on. Think about it. Epic Games is never gonna make a porn game because a porn game their players only are gonna play, 5-minute bursts throughout the game, if that. Once they're done jacking off, they shut
Well,
it
then
off.
they're making it too good.
As opposed
They
to
have to pace it.
Fortnite, which they play for 10 hours a day and buy skins and shit. You want people to get addicted, not just
We need to
play your
add
game 5
titties to
minutes.
Fortnite.
You can get addicted to a porn game, probably more so, because you keep coming back in 5-minute bursts. That's long player attention. If they keep coming back to see the next scene or get their rocks off, they're not replaying the same content over and over again.
See, that's where the balance strikes. It's like most porn, the vast majority of porn, people are disinterested after they come. So you have to make a porn game that it's like, I came, but I still want to play. That's the hard part.
Yeah, they won't wanna.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So
much-
that's why I'm saying.
If you get attached to the characters in a porn game, you might keep coming
That's
back.
why I'm saying,
Jackson, I
where's
don't-
the line drawn?
It's
you-
the same reason I don't go on Pornhub when I don't have a boner. I don't care. But I'm always on Twitter, for example. That's the comparison you're making here.
You don't idly check
Well,
porn?
no, all right. What about a game with pornographic elements that isn't necessarily entirely pornographically based? So it's just got sex scenes, like full penetration sex scenes, but it's got a really cool story and a really like fun gameplay loop.
Well,
and
then
there's
it's just
an
a-
orchestral score.
Right, then it's just a normal game with a sex scene.
No,
No, but this is like full penetration.
So
sex scene.
imagine on
Whoop-de-doo.
that topic. Imagine on that topic you're playing like Bayonetta, but the way that she attacks the demons is she lets them fuck her. What, do you think that would
Yeah,
make the
I've
game
played those
better or
games.
worse?
Better? I mean, yeah, better. I don't know. It depends on how attractive the woman is, I guess,
Honestly,
the character.
I think the only game that's really nailed this long term is Second Life, where you can just really have a second life and also do all this sorts of deviant sexual shit. So if you gave that more realistic graphics, maybe. And have people
It's like
be
you
able
guys
to
all
lose
forgot
themselves in
about
it.
Ride to Hell. Ride to Hell Retribution was well known not only for its engaging gameplay, but its sex scenes. Fully clothed, baby.
But
Yeah.
but that's a little different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where sex is the primary goal of the game, not just a game with sex scenes. Like imagine you're playing Devil May Cry and all the demons that you fight are hot bimbos and Dante, instead of his big sword, has a giant cock and he's running around fucking them. And your combos are like different positions and shit.
I think there's definitely a demand online for sex games. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how many people download these games on backwater alley sites. I think there's definitely a demand here for pornographic games.
So that's what I'm wondering. Would a big company like that ever? Do you think EA? Remember how
because
back
that would
in,
sully their reputation.
Well, hang on. Remember how back in the past
They clearly don't give a shit about
EA
that.
Yeah.
Can't believe you even said that.
But you know, in America, violence is more acceptable than full-on sex. The same reason full-on penetration isn't shown in television shows. But
So is pissing in your
Violent.
customers' faces. It's entirely acceptable. They're not gonna care about their reputation. They're gonna care about their shareholders paying.
of course, they care about their reputation. Their reputation is their long-standing success. Of course, EA's kind of
No,
fucked it,
addictive
but that's
games.
bad decision making.
Are the key there. They know you're gonna keep playing no matter what. That's why they keep getting away with pissing in your mouth.
You can do both. You can have a good reputation and have addicting games.
I'll tell Blizzard.
So then, how likely do you think it is then, on reputation and on money, that they could make a spin-off or a subsidiary? Like, do you remember back in the early 2000s, you had EA Big, who made all the extreme sports games, and that was kind of like a smaller part of EA. How long until EA goes, it's EA After Dark Studios, and it's all just
They can
porn
always
games?
acquire me. I'll keep it hush hush. I won't state that they've acquired me.
You can't be acquired though, because you're parodying an existing property.
Satire.
Yeah, no, what you're doing is legal and fine, but it also means that big studios aren't going to want to touch you.
They can acquire me, but I could just scrap the project and work with them on whatever they want.
Jackson,
Yeah,
how
a
would you
new
feel
IP.
if
Our Turbo.
Yeah.
how would you feel if they're doing an interview for like a behind the scenes making of a game, and you just come up and you're talking about the design elements, and it says like Jackson Clark, co-creator of Game of Moans on it.
It'd be a dream come true.
You're like talking about how Bayonetta 4 is going to have like the most intricate combat and pussy physics ever, and your title is just designer of Game of Moans. that's
I
living the
don't see any
dream.
issue with that.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering, because I've been thinking about this lately, how American culture, it's what Jackson said, violence is more acceptable than sex, which is stupid. But as we're getting more liberal
No, it
and the
fucking
younger
isn't.
people are...
Come on, that's starting
What do
to
you
be a
mean?
myth. What?
What?
Dude, you have people fucking in the streets during parades and shit. How many people do you see stabbing each other in the streets? Violence is not that reviled.
How many times have you seen a titty on a major network TV show, and how many times have you seen someone get shot or blow their brains out?
All the big shows
Compare
these
the
days
numbers.
have titties, yeah. I think HBO probably has
only-
a quota of titty per scene.
No, that's HBO. On mainstream network television shows, you can they've shown people fucking shooting each other and violence and all this shit, but you can't
Yeah, how many
even
times
show
does
titty.
Jimmy Fallon get his dick sucked on his talk show?
Yeah.
How many times has he gotten shot? I don't know. I haven't
I mean,
tuned
you can
into
watch
that.
fucking you can watch Law and Order and have scenes where it's like this girl was brutally beheaded and then sexually assaulted, and she's got burn marks on her tits, and her face was melted off with acid.
You want the sexual assault to be shown? Is that what you're trying to?
No, but I'm saying that in that
advocate for?
same scene, if they show a flashback of her and she's naked, they will make sure that you don't see any part of her body.
I
But
think
when they
that's
show
gonna
her
change soon
corpse,
enough.
she's fucking mutilated with flesh hanging off her bones, and that's fine.
I think that'll
sex is
change soon
definitely
enough
more
since
taboo in America.
TV
Well, that's
viewers
exactly
are
what I
dying
was
off.
saying. That's
I'm
exactly
saying
what I
it's
was
changed.
saying. Now you're proving my point. But what,
Where are the porn games?
so that's my question. Do you think that eventually, now that we're kind of culturally shifting, finally, we'll get big budget porn games? EA and Epic and all that will start reaching in that market,
Well, maybe not Epic, since they're
riding Fortnite.
well. Not only that, their audience is pretty much almost entirely kids now. They're very kid focused.
Also true. What big studios do you think you could see maybe reaching into that?
Probably Activision Blizzard.
Well, they got to do anything right now to try to bring themselves back from the abyss.
Well, no, Blizzard's also got like that kind of audience. Like they probably skew older, right? And they've got all these IP that they can make pornographic games on, like Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I bet you the only way Blizzard comes back now is they make canon pornographic Overwatch art and animations.
They're not going to do that. That'll get them fucked in China. They're obviously not going to do that.
Imagine finally landing your dream job at Blizzard. Like you've gone through 10 years of building up the experience required to just get an interview there. You finally arrive and they change shift entirely to full-on pornographic games. And you have to work on a pornographic game.
It's better than getting whipped by Bobby in the office day in, day out.
Who?
Bobby Kotnick, I think his name is, right?
From, Kotick? Yeah, whatever.
It just sounds miserable. Boys, it's a good idea and a good thing that we were talking about sex, though. Can we continue to talk about sex?
It'll be the 5th episode in a row. We might as well.
Perfect. And on this 5th episode in a row, I would be remiss to not tell you about Blue Chew. Blue Chew will let you increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. They bring you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you'll know that they work. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're a chewable, they'll work twice as fast as a pill. So you can be ready, wink, wink, nudge, get it, whenever an opportunity arises. Ha, ha, ha. If you're ever lacking in that area, maybe you should check out Blue Chew. Tell them about it, Jackson.
Well, all right, so you can head on over to bluechew.com, get your first shipment free when using our special promo code OFFICIAL. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code OFFICIAL to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you, Blue Chew. Thanks. You might be able to pop a few of those bad boys and last a little bit longer during porn games.
Exactly. If you're going to be doing a hardcore gaming session, you're going to need Blue Chew.
I think Charlie's had enough of talking about pornographic games for once in his life. So, Charlie, what do you want to talk about?
Do you think the microplastics in our water is actually making our dicks smaller? Because
No.
the jury's kind of out on that one, on whether it really is making our schlongs much smaller or not.
We talked
don't
about this
think
before.
so.
I remember reading a couple of articles on the show. Remember? About how it's causing more deformities in children now and newborns.
That's an old study, though. There was a new one conducted on bottled water plants that said 93% have dangerous levels of microplastics. That I actually have an effect on penis size in grown men, not just upcoming.
In grown men.
Yep.
Okay, so wait, you're on the side of the aisle that says it absolutely has an effect and it's happening already.
No, that's what the study says, but a lot of people
Okay.
say that can't happen. You can't make your dick smaller just from the microplastics. I personally don't want to roll those dice, so I have gotten rid of all my bottled water. I don't have the inches to lose like that.
Now, did it specifically say shrink to your penis, or does it just say like a list of
No,
things that can happen?
It shrinks your penis was one of the things. It makes the men have tinier wieners over time.
I think not only that, but it's
And
also
what, this is
some...
only found in bottled water?
Well, I don't know if it's only found in bottled water, but bottled water is all bottled by the same, basically one company being Nestle, and they have a lot of microplastics still in their water, and it's very bad for you.
Could this be some kind of rumor spread by their competition?
No, because all of the competition was involved in the study. That's why I said
No,
93% of all bottled water.
So it's not just bottled water, they're saying that the chemical in Teflon also causes this, so you should be careful how you prepare your food. We went over this. Fuck, I was hoping you would come in here with some new information going, it's absolutely not true, boys, we're safe. But
I
think the proof is in the pudding.
I
I mean, if you look at the statistics-wise in history, men have radically lower testosterone levels today than they did even 60 years ago. Something's going wrong. I don't know what it is, but I can imagine our dicks shrinking. That's not too far-fetched.
that is a good point. Testosterone levels have dropped off like a motherfucker. You remember when BuzzFeed did it and they all had 80-year-old menopausal women testosterone levels?
They're also
Well,
not
that's
the
BuzzFeed.
manliest of men, though.
Yeah, that's a bad
I wouldn't
example,
take
but-
that study at all at face value.
Well, it wasn't a study, it was just 4 of their writers going to get a test done, and it turns out they're all basically women. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Clearly something is happening. I don't know. I don't know if I would all blame it on the plastic or the what we eat, but we live more sedentary lives. Clearly, I think this is something you can look at as plausible without being
So
accused as.
is your dick just actively shrinking?
What just happened there? You two collided and both gave up.
I,
So who wants to
I was
prevail?
talking. I don't
asked
know
him a
why.
question.
I mean, if you start talking in the middle of my sentence, I don't know what to do, Andrew.
I don't know. I asked if your dick was shrinking. I was concerned.
This is a messy episode.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. This is like symbolic of our show overall. So I'm happy it's happening on the 150th episode.
Happy anniversary.
I don't think it'll be fun to listen to.
So is your dick shrinking?
We'll go with that one instead of Kaya's long-winded question.
Wait, what was his question?
He was proposing something almost scientific until the question devolved into, is your dick making tininess?
Is your dick small?
You got to keep it simple. You got to condense it in a way the listeners will want to hear. It's like slogans.
Yeah. How small's your dick getting, Kaya?
Well, it hasn't changed. I'm happy to report.
I think mine's gotten smaller.
Surely you wait, really?
Yeah,
I was just
know.
about to say, surely you'd notice your dick getting smaller.
No,
over time.
you wouldn't really notice. Like, if it's literal millimeters over years, I don't think you'd notice until it's already happened. Like Doug said with getting fat, he didn't realize he was fat until he was like fucking ridiculously fat. It's one of those things that the little changes over time you don't notice until they all compound into just an
No, that's
atrocity.
not the same. Doug said he tried actively not paying attention to it, which is, what happens with an addiction.
True.
So I can understand why he would, even if he looks at himself naked in the mirror, he tries not to really pay attention to it, or he doesn't notice as much. Obviously, he avoids scales. As a man, though, every time you have an erection, you still kind of look at it from all angles, like, am I big, am I small? Can I get this bigger? You analyze it every
Yeah, but
single day. I
that's-
think I'd notice every missing millimeter. I'd put up
No,
wanted posters.
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Because you look at it so much, maybe you'll try convincing yourself that it hasn't changed when it really has. Like it'll be like a hit on your pride as a man if you admit otherwise.
Okay,
that it
let's
is getting
fuck-
smaller. So you just convince yourself.
All right, fuck it. Let's all take a blue chew and start measuring.
It's a good idea. I haven't measured in like 6 months. That's a lot of microplastics being able to accumulate in my corpus cavernosa. I could definitely make it smaller over that kind of period. I'm gonna need to get that old measuring tape out again, baby. We're riding back in the saddle.
So do penises change over time in any other way? Do they get saggier, or do they always stay like rigid and firm?
The balls definitely sag lower. I literally can't sprint anymore unless I'm wearing compression shorts because my nutsack just attacks everything down there now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My balls are getting lower and lower by the day.
Oh yeah, my balls are like grandma's titties right now. They are so goddamn low. It is uncomfortable. There's so few things I can do now without like compression shorts.
But why doesn't the dick sag more over time?
Oh, that'd be so nice, wouldn't
That's
it?
the dream.
Well, it does, but it doesn't get hard anymore. Kind of just flops there,
that's
I
the
would
sad part.
assume.
Yeah, it's a trade-off, I guess.
Lazily. God, getting old sucks.
Yeah,
I just
that's
wish.
certainly not fun.
I wish most of all from being younger and being a kid, just having energy, just being able to go, yeah, I had 3 hours of sleep. Now I'm running around, just running for no reason. I can do that. Oh, it's fucking what, 2 a.m. Now I'm maybe tired, kinda. Now today it's like, oh, I got 7 hours of sleep. I'm fucking exhausted. Ugh.
Yeah, I think that's just you though. Like I always have plenty of energy.
But like you're not running around your house all day.
Yeah, you're always just streaming.
Yeah, you're always sitting.
That's not true at all. I go to the gym. I work out twice a day. I play with my dogs. I run around with the dogs.
If
don't run
Do you
anything,
go to the
with
gym or
dogs.
you go downstairs to your gym?
I do both.
if anything,
I
he
do
would be
them-
more tired
Why?
if he was sitting all day. Moving around makes you more alert.
Yeah, but I'm still talking about like kids, like how they literally play all day by like running full speed outside or in the house.
I'd do that too if I wasn't such a large man. Like they're able to do that because everything's so big to them. They have a lot of wiggle room to run around.
that's-
If I sprint from like one side of the room to the other, I'm gonna collide with the wall and hurt myself.
My bones just hurt.
I mean, that's just one of those things that does happen to older people, but much older than us. I guarantee you, if you did start acting like a child and ran around all day, you would have the energy. If you didn't eat like shit,
yeah.
absolutely. If you really tried, you could definitely just walk all day, right? Without sitting down. It's 15 hours, but we sometimes see those videos of 60-year-old men doing pull-ups and push-ups and shit, doing parkour. It's because they've
Yeah,
been
baby.
active all their lives. Right, so they still have that energy, not like most people who we live these sedentary lives, and then we wonder how come I'm so sleepy all the time. Well, kind of obvious.
Yeah, I do definitely need to do more cardio. That's part of my workouts.
I don't think it's just cardio. It's just being more active is probably the key. Getting out, playing a game of pickup basketball down the street.
When was the last time you did that?
Yeah, probably about 6 years.
Yeah. The effects they're still lasting today, though. It was
Yeah,
one
I'm
hell of a
He's
game.
a spry young man.
Yep. All thanks to those pickup b-ball games, baby.
The only thing I do notice is regeneration takes much, much, much longer. Sometimes I'll notice one day I'll accidentally twist my ankle or something, and then when it hurts the next day, all I can think is, that's not normal. This should have healed by itself within hours. What happened? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm not 14 anymore. So that's the problem that I have a lot of times is I'm still trying to get accustomed to your body taking longer to recover from anything.
Yeah. You're getting older when you can just wake up and go, ow, this hurts. What did I do?
Just random aches.
Yeah. Just feeling like it's like, oh God, I have to stand up now. Fuck. How do I do that?
You just reminded me, I wanted to sign up for a yoga class.
Yoga's very good for you.
Really?
You should do that.
Yeah. I'm just not flexible, and I think it might help. But the thing that's putting me off is the fact that I'm so unflexible that I'd probably have a catastrophic injury if I did sign up.
No, you wouldn't. Yoga's
You can
very
take it
gentle.
slow.
Yeah, you can go at your own pace.
Sign up for
There
the
are
old
people
folks
who-
yoga.
Like if they're doing yoga, you can like they'll do the pose where you touch your toes, and like if you look around the class, it's ranging from people doing it perfectly to people who can like barely bend over.
True.
It's all your own pace.
I think I am going to start doing that. You're welcome to join if you want, Andrew.
I would probably like to actually. Just let me know when you were thinking of going.
Sounds good.
I've
well,
heard.
now that that's solved.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, how flexible are you boys?
Not very.
Not at all.
I'm actually very.
I can't touch my toes or anything like that. Anything special.
I'm
How do you measure flexibility most times?
The easiest way right now, you can do it in different ways, but this is for shoulder flexibility. Put your hand behind your back and see if you can touch your shoulder blades.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
very
Easy.
So then
easily.
you guys are very flexible. I actually can't get my arm from behind my back to above my waist.
Really? What?
Shoulder weight. What?
Wow.
What? This is so easy.
Yeah, this is
Not
very
for
easy.
me. My shoulders are locked out. I can't do that, at least not
So
comfortably.
Wow.
Can you touch
really
your
force it.
toes?
No, I can't touch my toes either.
That one.
So you're full unflexibility. But I've got upper flexibility, but no lower flexibility, I guess.
Well, I don't know what you mean by full unflexibility. It's not like I'm full force or anything like that. It's just a matter of I'm not flexible in most areas.
Well, it's okay. You're good in other things, Charlie. We believe in you.
Well, that's sweet.
I'm very flexible though. All the flexibility tests for the most part are very easy for me.
Soon, though, I'll be very limber. I'm positive the yoga will help.
Yeah. You should try hot yoga.
That's the one that's outside, right?
It can be, but it's in a heated room. It's where you're supposed to be like sweating like crazy while doing it.
Oh fuck that!
So
Yeah,
I
outside
tried
of
it once.
Florida.
I couldn't do it. I tried it once, and halfway through, I had to stop. It's really, really hard.
I don't see the point. It's not like sweating really
Isn't
helps
it
with weight loss
uncomfortable?
or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I did it with my brother because he does yoga regularly when I was visiting him. And, I thought, yeah, it's whatever. It's not going to be that bad or big of a deal. I can do yoga. Just make it hot. But halfway through, I almost fucking passed out. I had to leave the room. It's really hard. I didn't think it would be that hard. What other, on that topic, what kind of unusual activities have you guys done lately? Just like weird sports or things you signed up for or joined in on?
I can tell you none of us have done any of that right there.
Yeah, but anything remotely like that, like, I don't know. Did
Well,
you,
have you done something wacky and wild, Andrew? If you want to throw it to us.
nah.
Yeah, this is not the podcast that goes out and does wacky and wild clubs and after-school
Or
sports.
anything.
Well, we need to change that. We need to go out there and do more bizarre shit.
Well, I'm gonna do the yoga thing soon.
That's not bizarre. Every fucking middle-aged woman does that.
Yeah.
So, they're bizarre.
No.
Why are they bizarre for doing yoga? What's wrong
I
with
don't know, it's
yoga?
exotic.
It's not exotic.
Not anymore.
Something like capoeira. What is it? Capoeira.
Capoeira?
Jesus, yeah, that one.
Yeah, dance
Isn't
fighting.
that's cool. That's bizarre.
That is
I'd
pretty
give you
wacky.
that. What's the other one? There's like a special Brazilian fighting stance that
Jiu-jitsu.
No, that's not what I was
BJJ.
thinking of.
Oh.
But there's some other. I think those like dance forms of like fitness and limbering up are really
Oh,
cool.
Zumba?
No, I think that's for old women.
I still don't see how that would be bizarre. To me, bizarre is more like I'm out hunting cryptozoology animals or something. Like, genuinely
I want to do
bizarre.
that.
Cryptozoology?
Yeah, it's like Slender
yeah,
Man,
like-
Loch Ness Monster.
Hunting for goblins in your backyard kind of shit.
Pretty much,
fairies
yeah.
trying to get them on film. Gotcha.
And I used to be right into that kind of stuff.
Do you boys believe any of those creatures exist? Bigfoot, Loch Ness, any of those?
No.
It depends. There is certain creatures I believe in, like the cryptozoologic character that saves you a lot of money when you're shopping online, named Honey.
No one's ever
Why don't you
proven
tell
that.
them about it.
Until today.
we have scientific evidence that you, in fact,
Undeniable proof.
could save money shopping with a mysterious little being known as Honey. He's a carefree spirit who wanders the earth, and they say that they call him the one who can't be chained because he's free. Tell him about it, Jackson.
Yeah, so Honey is a spectacular little device that you can add to your browser that saves you money at every single checkout. Well, maybe not every single, but most checkouts that you go to. It basically just scans coupon codes for that particular website and applies them at checkout, so you're constantly saving money. I save money using Honey all the time. It's got thousands of 5-star ratings. It's completely free. You can save money at sites like Amazon, Macy's, J.Crew, Domino's, Sephora, Target, so you can get pizza, makeup, all that kind of good stuff for a nice discount for basically doing nothing but clicking a button one time. So yeah, there's literally no reason not to use Honey. It's free, installs on your computer in just 2 clicks. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/official. That's joinhoney.com/official. Thanks, Honey.
Thanks, honey.
Nice.
It's as satisfying as finding Slenderman and getting his autograph.
Speaking of Slenderman, you guys remember those 2 girls that tried to murder their friend for the sake of Slenderman?
Yeah.
Did they get the death penalty?
No, I think they're free now.
No, I think they got 20 years.
No, I know one of them only had to spend like 3 days in like an insane asylum like Arkham or something.
And then it was cured?
3 days in Arkham would be a big
Yeah.
thing.
Slenderman broke her out.
Weren't they like 12?
3 days in. 3 days in, she just stops believing in Slenderman. She killed someone, but it takes 3 days to cure her. Okay.
You ever think
It
that,
was something really light.
you ever think crazy people have that awakening day where they just go, "Oh fuck, this is so stupid. How am I this insane? What the fuck happened?"
Well, considering it's a mental illness most times, no.
Yeah, I
They have
doubt it.
medicine.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think, doesn't medicine only just kind of like suppress the illness? Like, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't get rid of it, but it's always still there in the background. You're just kind of nullifying the effects.
That's fair.
right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
That's true.
I've never hunted for Slenderman.
Never? You never gone out? Did you try to do that as kids?
No, I probably would have if no one told me the story of the kid that tried to make it to Bikini Bottom and drowned.
Wait, what?
Yeah, when I was growing up as a child, I used to kind of believe that those things might be out there, like Bikini Bottom and shit. But then at school, apparently there was some kid that tried to make it there himself and he drowned.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of believe that Bikini Bottom was a real place, though?
Well, not
like
Bikini
it was
Bottom.
filmed on location.
Not like in particular in SpongeBob, but like other shows like cartoons and stuff. I was like, oh, that might be real.
Are you sure this kid actually did die and it wasn't just your parents trying to
Well, it was
make sure you weren't brain dead?
I mean, it was around school. It wasn't my parents telling me that.
They could have been spreading it to your friends at school.
Yeah. My child has to be number 1 in the class. Tell everyone that SpongeBob's real.
Oh, it's dumb.
Well, you're lucky SpongeBob didn't get banned then. Like with Pokemon in Turkey.
Why did someone kill themselves trying to catch a Pokemon or something, but it was actually a wild animal? What happened there?
I told the story before. Some kid jumped out of a window. Yeah, some
right.
kid jumped out of a window thinking he's Spider-Man, and so they banned Pokemon. Because cartoons were a bad influence or something.
You told us
Jesus.
that. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Surely you'd test out your spider powers before launching out of a window.
They only work in life or death situations like anime.
I wonder what the kid was thinking, just free falling, like those 9/11 jumpers who just gave up and jumped out the windows. How did he feel? Trying to shoot webs out of his
Betrayed by
hands.
Spider-Man, probably.
Well, that's why it didn't work. He lost hope. He gave up halfway through the fall.
Did he watch one of those Spider-Man training videos or something like that where they
that'd
try
be
to
great.
convince you that you're actually Spider-Man?
What are those? What? I haven't heard of that.
I think I saw it on one of Charlie's videos at some point.
It's a standby thing I play on stream. It's a Spider-Man training video that's supposed to be for fitness.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it wasn't fit enough, was
I'm
he?
sure there's stuff like that for every superhero or cartoon character where they use the brand mascot to try to
Of
convince
course.
the kid that they're part of the team or whatever.
Oh man, they got fucking